Welcome to the JustSaying podcast. I am Costa, the creator, and with me in the studio is Mellow Cream, Tavi,
Yeah.
Ash.
Yeah.
And Ash has a burning issue.
Yes. It's burning. It's a very burning issue.
Burning issue.
Right. There's a thing called paternity. This thing, you're going to need some time. Because I am of the feeling, I may know, I'm just putting it out there. The topic today actually is about paternity tests. Should they be mandatory with every birth? Should it just be like a thing that we just do? You don't have to guess? Or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm that's it. And it's done. And should it be mandatory? I think so.
I think so too.
For obvious selfish reasons.
I feel like when I have a birth certificate,
Yes.
personal
Yes.
DNA.
Yeah.
That's how it should
The
work.
same way you can't get an ID without a birth certificate.
Exactly. Because you find that a lot of homes, there's this show that comes out. This judge, I can't remember what it's called, that I watched on.
Judge Brown.
Not
The judge-
Tinashe Mugabe.
Oh, by the way, is that dude legit?
Yeah, it's legit.
Arkutopisa streets.
He's
He's
legit.
legit.
Yeah, some guys tried to sue him, saying he's not legit, but he is.
I heard. Well, I saw some British interview, or BBC or something, talking about some of your results are flawed. What.
Oh, he's now that big. He's on BBC.
Because what happened was
My
this
man.
lady was, I think she was from the UK,
Uh-huh.
or something, and then her story then leaked in the UK somehow. And then the guy was like, okay, let's go find out what this is about,
Yeah.
and
I
let's
like that.
do
I
another
like
test
that.
for you for and see if this is correct.
Yeah.
And apparently it was wrong.
But how do we know that theirs is correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
How do we know?
we don't, but but it brings question to the whole thing.
But I say from I'll take the emotional thingy. I put it on the side and say the same way when, like, my wife is pregnant right now, we get certain tests. We get blood type tests.
Yeah.
We get what you call it, BP
BP tests.
tests for blood pressure.
Hypertension,
I
all
got
that
tested for HIV. You know, and if you've got any STIs, and she also gets tested. Why? So that whatever both of us might have, we can actually control and avoid it going to the baby.
Right.
So the same way we have those kind of tests, I think it's also important to have even DNA tests, not exactly for paternity, but mainly for, how some people switch babies at birth. Some people, some nurses or doctors like run some cartels or whatever, and people lose babies and they end up raising kids that are not theirs. I think because of that, you should actually just make it mandatory. We test, that the baby you have in your hand is exactly yours because it's been tested and you got the results there and then. And then you get your birth certificate and so forth.
Yeah.
However,
However,
it's also important for the man
oh yeah,
because only the woman knows.
exactly.
Who's the real daddy?
Yes. But
Some people are raising kids that aren't theirs, even in marriage.
Yeah.
I know, I actually know, without saying any names.
Are you saying you've got other kids out there?
No, I don't, hopefully. But a really close friend of mine told me about her auntie, her mom's younger sister, who she joined one of these churches with one of these famous prophets, and she felt guilty.
Oh shit!
Because she now found the Lord.
Oh my God! Did she do it in front of everybody?
She didn't, but it was like a family secret. So she sat down with her sisters and said, "I feel I have to tell people."
Wow.
That she's got 3 kids. That the last 2 kids are not my husband's.
Yo.
There's this dude who she'd been working with for like 25, 22 years.
Yeah.
He's the father.
And she knows.
And these are 2 kids, which means they've had a long... And one of them is actually starting university.
Yo, it's too late.
Yeah.
So her sisters were like, you are not spilling the beans. Because
What's this gonna
as a
help now?
family, how are they gonna, approach this? It's just gonna embarrass the whole family. So it's quite recent, like the last 3
But
months.
you know what? I even know a story similar to that. This guy had, they'd been married for how many years? I don't know how long they've been married for. But they've got a daughter, got married, started her own family.
Yeah.
I think she's almost 40. And she's just discovered that
Yeah.
her father is not her father.
Yeah. You see.
Wow.
Her father is not a real father.
So you see.
And the thing is, there are few people who knew, including the
mother.
yeah, of course, moms and maybe the like a few of the mom's close relatives and friends who knew, but didn't say anything. And even up to now, you know.
You see, it's a tricky situation.
It's really tricky
with paternity, because you find out more often than not the people that get told that it's not your kid are the poor dudes.
Yeah.
But if it's a rich dude,
he's a rich dude,
and
that is why
they'll die with
that's why I was telling you about this story, because this lady is married to a really, really wealthy, not just rich, wealthy dude.
Wealthy guy.
So the family was like, you're not spilling the beans. And she's like, I found Christ. I need to be clear. I cannot live with this anymore. And they were like, no.
We need another episode on this whole
finding Christ.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because
actually, you're so right.
There's a lot of
interesting.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
We'll
let's
talk
do
about
that.
that
Yeah,
later.
we need to talk about it.
But with this,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Ash, today, how I know you're 40 something. You find out you how many siblings are you?
I've got 2 brothers and a sister.
Yeah. Out of your family of 4, you're the only one who's not your father's child. You find out today.
Shit.
Now, what's your response to your dad, or your response to your mom? What's your response to your siblings? What's that relationship going to be like?
Well, that's the thing, it depends now. Magakura say, how did you guys grow up? Were you close? Were you not close?
Yeah.
Because that's when sometimes you actually can start saying some shit like, yeah, I fucking knew it. That's why you went on you just now start getting unruly for no reason. But
and that's why everyone used to get straight A's.
What the hell? And why did I go to a group B school?
Everyone went to private school.
Everyone went to private school. What happened to me? You know what I'm saying? And it's not a you know what it is. It's more to do with there's a stage at my age now, dude. It's done. It's
personally,
what can I do?
Okay, it will mess me up.
It'll mess me up. Yeah, I'll be like,
it'll mess me up.
You now in retrospect trying to say, what the hell?
Exactly. It's like your whole life was
almost was a lie.
Yeah. Look at the. I ain't judging.
So sorry before.
Yeah.
So you're saying you would be disappointed?
Yeah, you'll be like, okay, why? What happened there?
Yeah. What else did my mom lie about?
Why?
So would you be upset at your mom?
If obviously she knew. Obviously, you'd be upset.
Yeah, of course she knows.
I'll be upset and I'll call her a hoe.
You're upset. I wouldn't do that, but I'll be upset. I'm like, okay. So then, where's the Bali? Who's the Bali?
Would you want to know?
You would want to know.
Yeah.
Especially, what happens now with us now, with us now, Africans.
Yeah.
To name, I don't
spiritual.
What if you'd ask and your mom tells you it's your dad's best friend.
Shit. Costa, you're making life difficult for me, man. But
It's your dad's best
But
friend.
you know what? I've watched, I think it was Dr. House. There's a time when a scandal happened. One of those where there's this kid who kept having a certain condition.
yeah,
And they were trying to solve what condition it was, that they couldn't,
but it's
and he then figured that, this is hereditary.
Ah.
So he then asked the mom, we need to do a test, and they found out that in her lineage there was no such this. Then we said, okay, let's trace the guy, only to find out that the guy
it's not the
was
guy
not the real father,
because that strain wasn't in there
Exactly.
in the old.
and everything just went, left.
He left.
Because it's, I think, besides the whole emotional and everything else we've been talking about, it's important to also know your DNA, because
Exactly.
you can predict someone. Like in my family, there's a lot of high blood pressure issues,
Yeah.
and so it's hereditary. So
Yeah.
I need to know so that I can
I
take
think
good care of
also,
myself.
Besides that, I think, when it comes to, it helps if you know what your heritage is.
Mhm.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
maybe you are creative, right?
Yeah.
A good example.
Yeah.
Asha creative. Dad is an accountant. Mom
Yeah.
is
Actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
all your siblings are in the accounting field
Yeah.
except
Except
you.
you like, no, it's funny. It's funny you should say that because
that's amazing.
we're actually talking about it with my wife, and do you know what we said to ourselves? We're like, of all the things when we were growing up, it's so fun. You had to be. We were pigeonholed into about 5 professions: doctor, accountant, dude,
Pilot.
the normal
Yeah.
kind of
Lawyer.
so we're laughing with my missus. I'm like, oh God, I hope our daughter doesn't become an accountant.
That's actually quite funny. That's really funny.
Because we're creatives, right? So you're like, oh my Lord, I hope she doesn't become like an accountant.
That's
or
really
something.
funny because our parents actually wanted us to be.
You get what I'm saying?
accountants or
It's now
doctors.
kind of opposite. But anyway, no. Back to what you were saying, Kuti. Guys, panostika stage when you are. I'm totally 100% with you, Tavi, about the issues,
Yeah.
health issues that can
Yeah, health
can
issues,
actually
it's important.
come around when if you don't know your heritage.
Yeah.
Also, us as Africans,
Yes,
counting.
Yeah.
spiritually, that's
Yeah.
also important.
Yeah, because some of the things that you some afflictions you don't know where
Yeah.
they're coming from.
Yep.
Yeah, like
what the
if
hell?
you've got a certain totem, you don't marry or have sex
Oh,
with
shit.
somebody
I
of the same totem, and
But what happens, guys?
those things.
I saw
no,
an
it's important.
article.
It's actually genetically proven.
Yo, I saw this on YouTube. This couple, they married their sister, brother and sister.
No.
Did you see that?
Yeah, and it's not the first time. I've heard lots of stories like that. I once saw another one. I think it was on
But-
Oprah. There was a talk show where,
In Inimanja, I
Yeah.
got questions about that shit.
Yeah.
man. So you tell me,
yeah,
Magaita wedding, mkaunganidza vanhu. None of those niggas knew Jack. What is that?
okay,
That's weird.
that one I didn't watch.
Because like you have
Yeah.
they had a wedding, they've got kids.
Okay, that one I didn't watch.
Unless you're saying you just did what you did and there was no
Yeah.
one else around
Yeah.
you, whatever. But
Now, especially in the white community, remember they're very
No, they were black.
individualistic. They were black. Oh,
black people,
Yeah.
okay. The one I watched,
people are
the one I
calling
watched
bullshit.
kind of made sense. The one I watched made sense.
Yeah.
These guys met at university.
Mm-hmm.
They would get along perfectly, and they started living in.
Mm.
So when they started to get married now,
Mm.
one who was adopted elsewhere,
Mm.
she then made an effort to try and find, who her real parents
Yeah.
were,
Mm.
only to trace back to her husband's or fiance's parents who had given her up for adoption
I
like
think I watched that
years
one.
ago.
Yeah.
So now they're going for therapy, and it was like, they're like, what we do, we're actually best friends and we get along, and we already have been having sex,
Oh no.
but we want to get married now.
Yo.
So that was now messed up.
Yeah.
Same father, same mother.
You can't move forward.
You can't move forward. Move forward with your life.
You cannot do
Find
that.
another chick.
Find another chick.
But I think you already have seen your sister naked or your brother
that's
naked.
done. But
And
And you've done crazy stuff together. Think about it.
Wait, what you doing now, guy? Have therapy to fucking forget that shit.
It's
And
impossible.
then move on with your lives.
It's impossible.
Then move on with your life. Because there's nothing else to do.
There's-
Your ex is your sister.
So let me ask you this: What do you want him to do?
But guys,
What would you say? Go back to him? Or go
don't
back
know,
to each
man.
other? I was trying to hit him down. So
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
but
man.
you know what?
Yeah.
I feel like, look, it's messed up. But then when you look at the royal families, they're
yes, they've been
mostly
doing that.
Yes.
inbreeding.
For
So
years.
There's a lot of inbreeding, but remember, even biologists will tell you that there's also diseases that arise from that. So even in the royal family, they would always have those kind of issues, which I cannot say because I don't have
Guys,
that kind of professional knowledge.
Do you know
But
what?
there are issues.
There's this family. It's like a banking family from Gudar, the Medici.
Oh,
They
yeah.
had serious wealth where they didn't want to. I don't know. It's like one of the patriarchs figured out would look the way their empires kind of or wealth kind of leaves the family or breaks down is when you start letting other outsiders in. You know. So then what they started doing was inbreeding.
Like some serious inbreeding.
Serious inbreeding.
Yeah, and
Like first cousins, and then also.
and then at some point, like the further down you go, it's not as bad, you know, because now it's like your cousin from.
Yeah,
you
when it's
know.
like that, it's not as bad. Even in
Yeah,
our
but-
African culture, we used to do that.
Yeah, and then you find with these guys even up until today. I was watching this documentary about Madoff on Netflix. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
What's it called? I need to.
It's Madoff. Something
What?
Madoff. That guy who did that whole Ponzi scheme or that.
Okay.
That family still exists today, and they're like one of the most powerful in the banking
Wow.
world.
Yeah.
And these guys wakaba kudara
Like,
like ages, and I mean their wealth has managed to like transcend all those generations. You know. So I feel like maybe kuvarana, I don't know, but I feel like those guys wouldn't have lasted that long. I don't think so.
No, it works. What I'm saying is there's over time, yes, you know, the genetical issues tend to fade off, but they are there because even in animal breeding, you know, you try your best to avoid siblings, you know, shagging because the calf could come up with maybe 3 legs, and those things are real. They really are real.
Okay. Back to regular program.
Yeah, back to this.
So okay.
It's important to know. I think it's really, really like
for you to know. Like, I've got a question. Tavi.
yes,
Then, hypothetically speaking,
yeah,
18 years from now,
yeah.
your wife then has her own epiphany and says, "Yo, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah,
This is not yours."
yeah.
What you gonna do?
It's gonna mess me up. Yeah. However, I will most likely leave her, but I'll keep my baby.
You keep contact.
Yeah,
with
because relationships aren't just always biological.
her.
Yeah.
I think it depends because I think it's a trend. Not it's a trend. I think women will keep secrets until they feel it. Revealing it will not have
any material effect.
Yes, they know kuti.
It's to hurt you. To cut you.
Not necessarily.
Sure.
There's that.
They know what hurts you the
There's
most.
that, but then sometimes it's they wait kuti chibaye chochikokera
Yes.
to a point where you can't even say, all right, I'm leaving. Unaenda kupi. You
okay,
love
I
your
get you.
you love your daughter so much. There's
Yes.
no way you're going to say,
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd rather
you
Yeah.
know.
But
Maybe chinogona kurwadza. And I guess also it depends. Could time yacho your relationship yakamira say. There's sometimes where they'll tell you out of spite, just to hurt your feelings. You know.
yeah.
But
What about the whole Tupac issue?
what?
Where I don't know if he went I think up to his, I don't know how many years, he still didn't know who his real father was. There was always, it could either be this guy or it could be this guy or it could be this guy. I think there were like 2 or 3 candidates.
Okay.
Because
And what? Mom's rice adango mudza kana.
I think, okay, unless I'm wrong, because I've got a close friend. No, she's not close anymore. Disclaimer, she's not close anymore. Like 20 years ago, we're close friends. She was, I'll say dating, but I just say sleeping around with 2 guys at the same time. There was an Indian guy and a colored guy, mixed. And she fell pregnant. And she actually didn't know who exactly was the father.
Hey, but how can
until
you?
the kid was like maybe a year or 2. But she'd already gone to the colored guy because she knew the Indian guy wouldn't marry because of tradition and
Culture.
religion, culture. But when the kid was like a year or 2, she actually told me, it's like, you know what, the kid
Is not his.
yeah, but because the father was mixed race, she could get away with the wavy hair and all the stuff. But she knew, she could now tell. But because she was sleeping with the same guy, this guy is at the same time, she honestly did not know.
Yeah, it happens.
She didn't try to be, she honestly didn't know.
But
Hey,
I think that's what happened with Tupac's mother, unless I'm wrong.
Hey,
Don't
but
sue me.
Also,
You know,
I guess maybe
I'm assuming.
Kudara, but like, how are you so confident Kurwanyoro with more than one person?
Guys,
my guy, you'll be surprised.
you'll be
how much
surprised,
neurovitas happening.
especially modern day women.
You'll
Back
be
in the
surprised.
day, yeah, but now,
Because I think it might be another topic, but
especially some of these parties and all this stuff.
because what happens is like,
Guys.
do you know what it is? It's pretty simple.
It's really simple.
Well, you meet someone today,
Yeah,
you hit.
yeah.
Next week you meet again the same person.
Yeah.
You hit 3-4 times. 5th time you're like but today bus it is.
Unless
No, that's our generation.
no.
New generation, you don't even wait 3-4 times. The first time.
unless if you're
Within
doing
the
those,
same.
look,
Yeah.
I feel like the only situation where I feel like okay, it's safe is with these self-test kits. You know, where just before message. But the problem is if you're doing the intimacy in a romance,
It
Time
takes
is-
away the
Costa.
romance.
Kumba meet it out.
Because hang out with the 20-year-olds. I hang out with the 20-year-olds. This generation,
They
this
are
Ama 2000, they're not afraid of that anymore. They ain't using protection. You know, as long as I can get rid of the kid, they're just having sex. So
Or-
it's really possible that
what
people
happens?
just have sex.
What happens is someone gets pregnant and they know.
Uh,
Then they look for brother
yeah,
type.
that also is true.
Oh, that's another one.
That's
And
also
then
another one.
That's very prevalent.
You know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Who you
You-
know is most likely to marry.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you were only
Then they have sex with this person.
yeah. And
You
then
know, because you know the weeks sometimes you could just get away with maybe the 2-3 week.
Ndiana ndingakuzozvitsvaga after
No
that.
one, yeah,
and you will not know that she's from the streets.
yeah. She's from the
She
streets.
belongs to the streets.
Belongs to the streets.
Yeah. But I like this new generation. I ask questions. Ask these kids. They'll tell you.
Yeah,
ask
they'll tell
your
you the
your
story.
brother. They'll tell you. They just
No, you don't told me that.
and even this OGs thing, and you'd be like a clique. You know, like as when we were back in the days, we'd hang out as cliques,
Yeah.
but it would be like a clique of guys. Now it would be a clique of guys and girls, and people would just be sharing, just having sex. So it's not like
Yes.
you're dating.
You
You
just
the
having
same way
fun.
you have beers together, you smoke together, you also have sex together.
Yeah, I've also heard of.
So you don't know who made you pregnant.
My OG is becoming more
Yeah.
and more popular, especially
But
at
amongst
boarding
friends.
schools actually.
Yes,
Fuck me.
Yeah.
amongst friends, where you
Yeah.
just rotate. You just have sex. You know, today I'm having so and so. There's actually a movie I watched on Netflix. You know, I
Are
watched
you
halfway.
sure not P-Hub?
I forget what it's called. Nah, not even. But it was, it had nudity and stuff, but not that bad. this girl was actually dating. They call it dating, but I don't call it dating. Two guys, best friends. So she liked both of them for different things. One was a goody two-shoe, and the other guy was a rough, roughneck. So she liked the roughneck guy for certain moments, and she'd like this guy for the flowers and so on. But she was shagging both of them, and both of them knew because they were like a threesome, click. But obviously, over time, someone then falls in love.
Problems.
Obviously,
someone then falls in love, and there's always drama.
Who wants more.
So that's what then makes the movie interesting. But otherwise, I was like, okay. So imagine the actually stories that they're showing on TV like that.
Yeah.
What more in real life?
It's messed up. Because I've heard like wild stories that some of these private schools, especially boarding schools,
where
crazy. People are having orgies and stuff like that.
Not even private. Remember that other issue that came out? Was it Westgate? When those kids were caught, the sex parties. Those were not private school kids.
Especially everybody. It's like you find the Panago Yaka flyer.
Yeah.
We're doing this, and those things are prevalent everywhere. It doesn't matter which neighborhood.
Even virgin parties and so forth.
Remember that?
Serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. There's one that I heard where this girl
heard.
So this girl, I think they were like Form 4 or something like that. They were teenagers. She had never had sex. So all her friends were like, you've never? So she was invited to one of these parties. And one guy tried and he couldn't penetrate. She had a really strong hymen. And then apparently the whole rugby team. So imagine how many people, and this is unprotected sex. No. This is not normal. She's thinking it's normal that she slept with 11 guys in one night and they couldn't penetrate. You know, like this is not normal. You're still young. You're not even supposed, and there was no protection.
Yeah,
that's messed up.
And it messed. When she told me the story, I was just like, no, this could be my daughter, man.
Protect our kids, man.
Yeah. So imagine that person getting pregnant and you don't know who the father is.
Obviously.
DNA testing.
Yes. DNA testing is the thing.
I think the other aspect of it, I feel like, is I think women need to give men sometimes consent to raise mwana asiri wake.
Oh,
because
yeah.
You find it sometimes. Maybe someone can like you or love you despite
that's true.
That,
that's true.
You know.
Yeah.
But then sometimes, you know, people can be so controlling that they want to decide for you. They are so desperate they don't want to take the chance that you might say no. You know.
I like what you said.
Yeah.
Because a girl I dated with a kid, and at that point I think I was like 23, 24. I was cool with it. I was like, you know, I had no problem. Yeah, I was like, whatever, you know, it's your past and it's life. I can be, you know, stepdad. I don't mind. So yeah, you're right. Tell me the truth, and if I love you, I will take care of the kid.
You see, there's a thing about that though. There's real pressure. And you know what I say?
I guess from family members.
That's actually the reason why I did it. Because all my brothers, you know, were like, what the hell? Are you mad? You know, and you know what I mean?
And it's even plastic.
It's one of those, exactly. It's one of those regrets in life. When you live your life, man.
Yeah.
It's your life.
Yeah, man.
So in conclusion,
DNA test at birth.
Yes, no birth certificate.
No birth certificate. Not DNA, no birth
certificate. For scientific reasons, and also for spiritual,
health reasons, financial reasons.
Yeah, because people are raising, you know, people are paying maintenance for 18 years. Child support. 18 years. Child support, bruh. Until varsity, Harvard. Oh man.
No.
It's Costa.
Put aswako.
Put aswako. You don't jail.
Not jail. You know, you get caught somewhere. Oh, I saw this message. By the way, in my revenge, I'll tell you what your daughter isn't. Fatherhood.
Nah, it's crazy. No, it's just be fair, ladies. Just be fair. Come on.
We just say. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with everybody, and remember,